Gia. This is Pair of Aces, and I'm going to tell you about the first pair. I am a full-time freelance creative director based in New York, and I own my own agency called Department of. All right, guys, I'm super excited to show you my sneaker wall. I mean, we're gonna see a lot of OGs, but you'll also see a lot of pairs that I probably haven't touched in a few years. This is the infamous sneaker wall, De La Gia. You know, sometimes you just run out of space and you gotta do what you gotta do. These are my most treasured Allen Iverson signed Iversons that no one gets to touch but me. Depending on my mood for the day, I would say 70% of the time I dress from the sneakers up. Because sneakers is usually the first thing I see in the morning when I look at my wall or at my floor. Just piles of sneakers everywhere. The first pair that I really do remember mattering were my mom and I and my dad flew to the next big city in Alaska called Anchorage to visit my grandmother, and it was the first time I had experienced like a multi-store or a multi-brand mall, and it was Nordstrom. They had just announced the drop of something called the Speed Cats from Puma, and they were like the hottest new thing at the time. And I saved for months, like, by the way, I'm like 11 or 12, so what am I really saving? Pennies, probably. Like, where am I working, really? But, you know, by the time we got there, my mom, I finally convinced her I really needed these sneakers, and then she got them for me. And I never wore them because I was so scared about ruining them. I would literally come home every day and clean the suede that was brand new anyways, and then just admire them and keep them in the box. And I still actually have those pair to this day. I never wore it because I had a super Korean mom. I'm first generation. My parents immigrated here from Korea. So when I was growing up, we didn't have a lot. That was one big fear, disappointing my mom and, you know, also not being able to take care of the thing that I begged her for 8 months. To purely have something that's yours when you're a young kid in particular, when you don't grow up with a lot, is this feeling that I feel like is a little undescribable unless you felt it yourself. And for me, I still remember that feeling. And I think that's why I'm really conscious about the way I consume, or I try to be. The last pair of sneakers I bought was the Zoom Pegasus around 7 months ago when I started running again. For me, more recently, it's been about bringing less into my home. And if I do bring it into my home, it has to have longevity. Common Ace, woo! Thanks for having me today.